Hello, hello, hello. Is this thing on? Let's move the camera a bit closer so we don't have that cut off. Hi! That is a great animation. I like it too. I kind of wanted to have it switch mid hammering, like, because I can switch to the poppy cam here, you see. But it actually switches immediately because of how I've set it up. But it's otherwise pretty damn good. Bag of potatoes. Hello, my cat just makes the same sound 60 times a minute. Mine too, what a coincidence. Welcome in, Bag of Potatoes. You can see I have already set up PoppyCam 2 here in the kitchen because we are about to feed the Poppy Cat. But hi, how is everybody? It's December 31st, 2025, New Year's Eve. Gonna be finally done with this year and start a new one. That's the dinner sound, yes. Yes. How are people doing? Good to see yous all. I felt like maybe I could do a little bit of a streamy stream because I haven't been working and I've had time off, so like my brain feels a little bit more relaxed. Mike Mulligan, hello. Good day night from USA, 1 a.m. here. So you just started the final countdown to the end of the year. Avatar Protocol, welcome in. Begin. Yes. I was thinking to do a little bit more Serpent Isle today because why the hell not? Still want to get my route down. Don't know if we'll actually get anywhere with it, but you know, it's the last day of the year. We're just going to do a casual, relaxed stream. But before we do that, there's a hungry cat who has been telling me that it is time for dinner. Need some serpent emotes. Yeah, I do need more emote slots. I briefly had the 2 extra bonus emote slots you get from enabling the Twitch stream overlay, and it's removed them, and I'm not sure if it's because like it's not detecting that I've installed the overlay or some other reason. I don't know. A lot of things I have not been too bothered to try and debug right now. I need a shower, so I won't be responding for a bit, but I'll wear my headphones so I can still hear you in the shower. But please do look after yourselves. Should wait to see Poppy's feeding, yes. You don't need more slots, just remove the less used ones. Nah, I'm not going to do that. So, food for Poppy. And first I need to give her pills too, because of her thyroid thing. Meow, yes. Meow, I don't know if you heard that. Yes. She's such a good girl. Such a good girl. She ate her pills. So yeah, for those out of the loop, Poppy has a thyroid problem where she's got an overactive thyroid, which is very amusing because my thyroid doesn't really bother to do anything anymore because of my pituitary not giving it the relevant signals. So if we could combine our medication, we would just kind of balance out even. Dr. Yasmin, welcome in. How are you doing? Good to see you all. Yeah, what was I saying? So tired? I can relate. But it's the end of the year. We can just take it easy. Don't have to worry too much about work or anything. Just blot that out of your head. And the new year will bring whatever the new year brings. I can hear music from somewhere. I think it's coming from outside. Yeah, so, news. I have a new phone. I've just posted images of it in the Discord. We're going to use this little tiny window because, of course, Poppy is the more important image. Okay, well, hang on, just let me switch over. So it doesn't look like much here on the camera, but that's because I have a potato webcam. This is the Big Me Hybrid Pro color, and finally I have a phone that can connect to the Australian 4G Optus network that isn't blocked from IEMI like my old e-ink phone, and this FX Tech Pro phone can connect to the Telstra network but doesn't get calls or SMS, it only gets data. Why can't I hold all of these phones? Finally, I can just have the one phone like a normal person. So that's pretty great. I'm very happy with it. Would it be possible to show it on the bigger screen? Yes. In fact, what I could do is switch temporarily. No, because Poppy's still eating. Good, we'll do this. There, yes. Good battery life? Well, I don't even know yet. This arrived this morning. I was very surprised that I was actually getting post on New Year's Eve, but it did arrive. Nothing incriminating there, nope. So, yeah, it's got nice, colorful icons. Like, it's not sort of like super vibrant color or anything, but there is a bit of color to it. It's like most color e-ink screens, where you get a bit of fairly faded out color, but that's, I mean, super vibrant color isn't the point, right? It looks so much better in person than it does on camera. I'm interested in knowing how well the screen handles scrolling, e.g. Reddit. Well, if I go to, like, the settings... Oh, she's left her eating area. So let's try and switch to PoppyCam 1. Oh, that is PoppyCam 1. PoppyCam 2? There we go. Here? It's on a bit of a delay. It's on a very big delay. This is my old phone that is being used via DroidCam X. Yeah, all of my cameras are potato quality. Updating that is another project in of itself. But you can see, like, I'm able to scroll through the settings fairly responsively, even though that's a bit blurry. Jealous of your cam setup. Oh, thank you, Avatar Protocol. I have a lot. Like, they're not high resolution or anything, but I have a lot of old phones for some reason, and I've set them up all using DroidCam X, so I can go like this, I can go like this, and recently added, I have a Raspberry Pi that's got a night vision, like IR cut filter camera on it that is pointed under the bed where Poppy likes to hang out sometimes. It will not show up reliably at the moment because it's just being a little bit of a nuisance. But if we wait for the image to come back, there we go. It's very blue, but you can just about make out the lighter curtains in the distance. And wait a minute. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's not the greatest quality of cameras in my arsenal, but there's Poppy's old bed that you can see in the top right corner there. And the idea is, of course, that when I start streaming, for some reason, Poppy likes to hide from all the cameras and often just goes off for a snooze underneath my bed. But now, like a nature photographer, we can capture her in her native habitat. Droid Chemex sounds like a good use for old phones or tablets instead of permanently stuck in a drawer. Exactly, bag of potatoes. I really hate e-waste. I really do. It's so bad that we've just gotten used to churning out these devices and upgrading them every year. It sure is, Robot Neko. If I turn that off, there we go. Enjoy the view out my window for a bit. We also have this Windows-based cat hammock that was a present from my sister, and Poppy has used it, and it looks like she likes it, which is great, because now she can have a little snooze here in the cat hammock. I went off on a tangent, didn't I? This is about what you can expect from a stream today, right? Like, you're getting a stream. You're not getting a super coherent James Neko. If I was cat, I would enjoy sleeping on the cat hammock. Yes, it is not only cat-sized, like it is sized obviously for cat, but it is comfy. It has this fun sort of springy, stretchy material, and you can look out and see the birds. Phones, e-waste, Droid Chemex, yeah. So like when I have eventually reluctantly upgraded my phones, the old one is generally kind of like a bit poor on battery life maybe, or just not fast enough to keep up with today's apps. And really a great use for them is just turning them into a Wi-Fi enabled camera that you can stream to OBS or wherever. It's nice. I do want to come up with a better solution for charging them, like keeping them charged, because you don't want to just have them plugged into the power all the time, or they'll get up to 100% charge, go down to 99% charge, get up to 100% charge, go down to 99. You know, that's really bad for the battery. That's why my original phone battery life just completely failed on me. Some modern devices will like realize that you're going to keep them on charge for a while, and they'll just go up to like 70%. That's really great, but most of my phones will not do that. So yeah, I'd like to come up with some Arduino-based solution that I can leave them on and have them ready to go, but not necessarily at full charge. So anyway, how was everybody's holiday periods? Christmas, coming up on New Year's. I don't know if you have any time off afterwards, but I have a few days. I'm going to a friend's wedding. It's going to be great. It's a shame old iPhones can't run Linux. Hey, Game Dev Jeff, welcome in. Yeah, it's like with iPhones, it's way more locked down than Android, so you can't just like sideload software. I remember like I was considering buying an old iPad. I forget what for, just like using it as a dashboard kind of thing, right? So I was like going, okay, I'll load Firefox and I'll have it just as a kiosk kind of mode thing. But no, I was reading up on it, and it was like, well, obviously to install Firefox, you have to log into your Apple ID account for your Apple App Store and install Firefox. But you can't, because the latest Firefox won't run on the really old iPad. Oh, well, obviously the solution to this, as found by Apple aficionados, is to install Firefox on your other Apple device, of which you have many because you're an Apple person, and only then will you be able to tell the App Store for the old iPad to load an old version of the app that you have installed. It was so ridiculously convoluted. So I need to catch up on chat. You'd hate to know about the country of Ghana that just burns e-waste, like fields of it. They just burn. Oh, that sounds terrible, Mike Mulligan. Yeah, like electronics. You don't want to inhale the smoke from that. Just the usual existential crisis about what happens if long-term unemployment continues. Yeah. Oh boy, unemployment. I'm very lucky to have managed to get a job mid this year. The job market has been absolutely terrible. The downside of me having a job is, of course, I haven't been streaming as much, and I've been extremely tired all the time, like crazy. Good luck in the new year from Lemon Piglet. Oh, awesome, little Lemon Piglet. There he is. Now, I saw Poppy walking past just then, but I don't know if she's gone back to the kitchen. Nope. Has she gone into the bed? Yeah, I saw that on Blue Sky before, Game Dev Jeff. Yeah, I thought I would stream more and take advantage of it, but I think we're all just super tired no matter what. Totally Avatar Protocol. And really, like, I think the takeaway for 2025 is look after yourselves. Look after yourselves. Seriously, like, it's rough. So grass is greener on the other side situation. Yeah. Oops, I need to turn that off if I want to look at this camera. Now that I have 4 Poppy cams, my old phone being the third one, I need to figure out a better situation for switching between them all. It's got to be greener on this side or both sides. Yeah. Anyway, let's not stress too much. I was thinking maybe some casual Ultima 7 Part 2 Serpent Isle playthrough today. Because I don't have any major, like, long Let's Play lined up. I was figuring the next long-term game I would stream would be System Shock. But I am really not in the mindset for starting that yet. So, instead, good old Serpent Isle. We've got our speedrun world record to reclaim. This one? There we go. Got game music. What were we doing? We were just kind of bumming around, as I recall. Yeah, here we are. Essex Maze. What's the WR and what's your PB? I'd have to load it up. Let's have a look.
Just subscribed, you bloody legend.
Sonneveld.
19 sparkles, James 19 jump, James 19 sparkles.
Sonneveld, you bloody legend. Thank you so much for resubscribing. 40 months? I don't think I've been streaming that long. That seems wrong. That's probably an error. Oh, hi. Yeah. How are you doing? Good to see you, friend. I was just gonna do a little streamy stream, why not? But we were looking at world records, so Serpent Isle will probably bring... I just typed Serpent Idle. Now there's a game Origin, if they ever return, could look into. An idle game for mobiles, Serpent Isle themed. Speedrun.com. So here we are. I asked DJ Clancy to add a couple of months to it. So my PB is 1 hour, 29 minutes, and 7 seconds. I'm currently in number 2. In Lustria, managed to shave a fair bit of time off my route and got it down to 1 hour, 4 minutes, and 13 seconds. Not bad. Since then, I have been working on my route, and I feel like I can get it sub 1 hour. It's just like the actual doing of the thing. Ultimate Idle game. Yeah, right? Serpent Isle. So why don't we start a new game, but with the cheats still on, and I'll do a slow walkthrough of my route just to kind of refresh it in my memory. And then maybe I'll dig out the splits tool I was using and try and set that up again, and I can try for like another proper run. That sounds good, right? So I need to start a new game. How does one even do that? Alt-X? In fact, for funsies, what we could do... Oh wow, there's no exit option on the main menu. Sure, we'll journey onward, and then we'll quit. I want to show off the extra super cheat mode that we've got. If you go Serpent Manimal-is, the game will show all of the eggs that trigger various things like cutscenes. Once you start, there's no stopping, yeah. If it weren't for the fact that this is a game from late 1993, 1994 maybe? I would think that some product manager has optimized this and gone like, oh, well, we want to funnel people into the new game flow. We don't want them to leave, so we'll just not have an exit option on this screen. As is tradition, our avatar is called Poggers. We get all sorts of debug information with this mode. What happened? Is everyone all right? Now, normally I would be clicking through this rapidly, but let's have a little read. 'Twas a fearsome passage, Poggers. After we sailed between the serpent pillars, I could have sworn that we were flying. Yet here we are on the ship. I wonder if I lost anything. We may be on the ship, but the ship is on dry land. I think that thou art correct, Iolo. We did fly. Brr, dost thou notice the chill in the air? 'Tis much colder here than at home. I hope Gwenno brought enough warm clothing. Oh, I'm sure she's fine. Do not worry so, old friend. We shall find thy wife soon enough. But that's not soon enough. And that fiend Batlin, I hope. Look, Poggers, a strange storm is nearly upon us. This is certainly not Britannia. Where are we? Let us find Batlin. So as you know, when you start the game, you have all this cool stuff. You have the black sword, you have a glass sword, a magic shield. We're about to lose most of this. And my route has me basically just run down here, get zapped, lose all our companions, and then do the copy protection thing. Just keep it all. That stuff was yours. I have figured out a way, Avatar Protocol, of going back to get the stuff that we've lost. It's just, it would take so long and be kind of pointless for the speedrun that it's not really something you can bother doing. But if there was some other category of speedrun, or like just a Doug the Eagle anti-walkthrough kind of thing, you could totally play the game like that. Alright, let's do the copy protection. How many characters are there in Ophidian writing? Too many. According to Erstam's book, how many spells are available in the 9th Circle of Magic? the same number of spells in all the circles of magic. 8. How many cities were established in the Serpent Isle? 3. Thou art truly the one I seek. Here is the Hourglass of Fate. I would love to see that. Yeah, maybe we'll do it sometime, bag of potatoes. The trick that I use to go back to get the stuff is basically the same trick that we used to get to Erstam's Island and get the Serpent Jawbone. We just have to bridge over the ocean. It's fine. It's no big deal. There should be a speedrun to recollect the Black Sword and release Arcadian. That would be a decent goal. The thing is, to release Arcadian, you have to do it from inside the Mountains of Freedom. So you could just go get the sword normally that way. But it would be fun to like collect the sword early. The Ultima 9 Ocean Travel Without a Boat tutorial was Doug the Eagle IRC. That was more fun than the rest of Ultima 9. Yes, I believe that's right, bag of potatoes. And it is fantastic. You're just like climbing over the ocean on a series of scrolls and potions and whatever else you can find, stacking them up to make like a bridge. Yeah. Absolutely ridiculous. And I love breaking games like that. Even if it's not faster, like I'm not really a speedrunner, I just like going out of bounds. Alright, Thoxa, bye. Now we watch the cutscene. Blah, 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 blah. Look at all the little eggs that have suddenly appeared. This firing shall save thee from being destroyed during this battle, hero. Okay, you have to get it. Then use it to kill the Leopard Leader, the Fawn Queen, and Filbertio, then release Arcadian. That sounds reasonable. Neither of us means thee harm, but errors can occur in the heat of combat. Remain within the ring. It's interesting how much of this cutscene is dynamic based on just like where you're standing, where Thoxa appears, where Karnax appears. Vile witch, thou wilt pay. Ah. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, so we run down to the cave, go past Chimino, he'll show up. And we need to... I really need to optimize my inventory. Because that's what Illustria? Inlustria. That's what Inlustria did, basically, to optimize my previous route, is just doing your usual speedrunner tricks of fixing your inventory. I feel like that opening is far better than Black Gates. Yeah. Like, by Ultima 7 Part 2, the developers really had figured out what was possible with the engine, so we get all of these cutscenes that you just didn't get in Black Gate. Obviously, we want to drop the pumice. And we'll get a hammer from Chimino. The only other items that I think we need are... I mean, this bag is really handy, and the lockpicks aren't terrible, although I don't think we actually do much lockpicking now. So maybe what I want to do is... inventory, drop the Ankh, drop the pumice, pick up the bedroll, pick up the bag. Chimino joins us. And give me that. Oh, but Chimino's... oh, and the bag is picked up in our hand. We don't want that. So I guess I want to pick up the bag first, so it goes on the belt. Then drop the pumice. And then grab... oh, right. Hammer is two-handed weapon. Where did it go? There. So then we run out here. We don't bother picking up Chimino's bow. There's some wolves to kill. I feel like killing them is probably the right way to go because you're running up against the gate otherwise, and your movement is slow whenever you're in combat. Let's see. I don't actually have this listed, but I think it's just, you know, it doesn't matter what you click on. It's just open the gate, I'm a friend. And then you get these two pikemen. Now, Illustria pointed out a very nice thing that you can grab the two halberds that we want. Oh, no, we went past it. Two halberds that we want from here. Because nobody's training at this hour. Oh, Lord. Halberd. Nice shoes, Shamina. Halberd. And that's it. We just leave Monitor. YOLO will just have to hang out in jail. And then I go northwest until I hit the mountain. So we're picking up the crown from its hollow tree stashed in the woods. And this is tricky because we get attacked by goblins, but we do have weapons at least. Maybe I will attack the goblins back. They can kind of be just like unlimited though, because we're right next to one of the spawn locations. I need to move my game window a bit. No, I tell you what, I'll move my walkthrough that I've made. So my trick for getting to the hollow tree is basically come here and then go northwest. Is that the tree? It is! Grab the crown, and I think I don't care about anything else. In fact, I'm willing to just die to goblins at this point. If they can actually try and kill me. Maybe it's easier to fight them. I mean, we do want the experience for later. Alright. Oh, great, there's still a goblin that's attacking us. Can you not? I need to move fast. This is a speed run. And now there's some wild animal or something. Finally. Okay. So, if we died there, we'd have just gone to the monks and then respawned here, but we may as well just walk. I want to see how it works out. We deny rugs because it's quicker. I'm Poggers. I'm merely visiting. Pass. So, going to Fawn, we need to get the best item in the game, the Iron Maiden, which should be through here, yes. Locked. Key. Key. Can you carry this? You can. Fantastic. Now, do I end up grabbing the key for the Serpent Gate? It looks like I do. So we just need to take a quick detour to Yolinda's house. There is a key that we want in her dresser. And now we go to the mint. We need to go to the Royal Mint and get ourselves some gold bars so we can break Captain Hawk out of jail, who we have not met yet, but we're anticipating things. Bye. Yep. So I'm not doing this like for reals speedrunning, but I will try to focus. But don't worry about like, chatting or anything. You're not going to distract me. We're just having fun with this run first. And I need to practice it. So first we divest Shimino of his pants and his halberd, and we need to give him the Iron Maiden in his hand there. So we line the pants up here. Stand on top of it. Ask Shimino to leave. Give me stuff back. Oh. Okay, that failed. I need to figure out my inventory stuff to make sure that does not fail. Maybe I need to be holding onto that halberd. Like, put it in my backpack. We'll get him to rejoin. And we'll figure this out. We've got an empty backpack, but that's fine. Where did the Iron Maiden go? Wow, the Iron Maiden went into our little tiny bag. That is so weird. Give you all of the stuff back that's definitely yours. And we'll practice this. Those are things I picked up. It's you. I don't have Hack Mover on, do I? I have Hack Mover on. Why do I have Hack Mover on? Like, does it actually remember between runs of the game? Weird. Okay. Now that we're no longer cheating... Cheaters never win. Now that we're no longer cheating, and we've got the conditions set up how they should be... Would this have fit in our bag? Yes, it would have. Okay. So, how does this need to work? We go to Fawn. We give Shimino the Iron Maiden and take his halberd. Because we're not going to encounter any enemies on our way here. So we want to set it up like this. Okay. And then we get him to leave the party and dump his stuff at our feet. Leave? Come on. Yes. Monkal. I keep doing this. I need to say join as the last thing. Bye. There we go. Now can I... No, not yet. I need to pick up the Iron Maiden again. Walk into the wall. Grab one for myself and maybe two for Shimino. Is that going to work? That's not going to work. I'll grab two for myself and one for him. And then we can leave. So our setup will be... I have both halberds, 2 gold bars, and a bunch of random crap. He has 1 gold bar and the Iron Maiden. So now we just go back to the Sleeping Bull Let me scroll through my thing. Yep, we go to the Sleeping Bull first, because we actually need to know that Hawk is in jail. I'm running DOSBox at 12,000 cycles here, because that's what Spade's original run was done in. I can't help but wonder, though, Black Gate speedruns are apparently done with the GOG settings, and that, I found, is 14,000 cycles. It might make the difference. So, like, maybe the Serpent Isle speedrunning community, all three of us, would want to just sort of agree on using the same settings as Black Gate, just for consistency. So we go Hawk, Pikeman, bye. And now we can go talk to the Pikeman. Doing things entirely out of order here. It's fun. Oh, wait. I always forget this. Drop the 2 bars of gold that we have. Leave Shamino with just the 1 gold bar before you talk to them, because they will take every single one of your gold bars. Captain Hawk. Pay fine. Yes. Gold bars. Take our stuff again. We can't use the keyring yet. Oh, and our keyring isn't in my bag because I deliberately removed the bag thinking it would optimize my inventory. Then we go talk to Captain Hawk at the pub. Selena comes and butts in, but we don't need Selena. Instead, we talk to Hawk. And we go off on the ship. Johnny. Yeah. Do a safety save here. Good old Serpent Isle. It is probably my favorite game in general, as well as my favorite of the Ultimas. Generally, Blackgate and Serpent Isle just compete for my favorite. Alright, no bugs. So now we do the boat cutscene, we crash into Moonshade, and we need our spellbook next. And of course, to get our spellbook, we need fresh mandrake root to give to Fetabiblio. And to get fresh mandrake root, we need to somehow get to Monk Isle. And to get to Monk Isle, we can't just ask Thoxa to teleport us there. Oh no! We have to go to Urstam and get the jawbone off him. All the seats up the front. Yeah, the best seats. Here you be, lass. I never thought we'd make it, but Moonshade, it lies over yon. If I'm doing the speedrun for real, I'm gonna have to remember not to read shit out loud. I'll not even attempt to make the Arabella seaworthy until these blasted storms are over. You'll be waiting a long time, Hawk. If you be wanting Captain Hawk, I'll be at the bottom of a mug at the Blue Boar Inn. So now we have to run through the forest, not get slowed down by random mobs. Talk to Fetabiblio. The There's a bear over there, it's fine, just keep running. Just never read it out loud. It's too tempting. Yo, gimme spellbook. No, don't sit down there. What's up? Gimme spellbook. You. Alright. Moonshade. If you have the spoons, would you mind going ham on the voices? Yeah, sure. Oh, wait. We don't go immediately up the coast. We need the Create Ice scroll from Frigidazi. Frigidazi, who we will never meet in this run. James Knuckles, Spoony Bard. I'm unrelated to the Spoony one, despite my UDIC dragon name being Spoon Dragon. I guess we probably need to kill these people at the campsite, just because they do slow things down, and they can kill your companion, which is a little annoying. Oh, don't attack bloody Shamino, Avatar? What the hell? Come back. There we are. The winged snakes, I think I'm just going to run away from. And we need to get to the westmost point of this little beach here. Oh yeah, and there's enemy encounters inside the mountain, because that's the Dungeons of Freedom, which is also slowing me down, because there's like enemies trying to pathfind to me. Here we are. So what's the setup here? Let's save as well. Safety save here is good too. So I need you to not be holding the Iron Maiden, but instead be holding a yaw. Both. Oh, this is fiddly. I definitely need to find a way to optimize this. Put the Iron Maiden down. That's easiest to put down. Then you grab that and that. I grab that. And if I put it, okay, it won't fit in my backpack, but the halberd will, won't it? Like, this is the part of the game I'm most interested in. Oh, because I'm carrying the Iron Maiden. Halberd is too heavy for me now. That's perfect. And now we get to the very repetitive section. Gotta get this down so I don't tell him to leave permanently. There we go. You. Leave, yes. Monk Isle, join, bye. Leave, yes. Monk Isle, join, bye. It may be silly, but we're doing it for the speedrun. Leave, yes. Monk Isle, join, bye. Leave, yes. Monk Isle, join, bye. Oh, yeah, this is what I was worried about. I can't reach that halberd, and it looks like I can't even reach Shimino for some reason. Which means he can't talk to me. I don't think I can pick this halberd up, but I'll... Well, it's too heavy, yeah. Can I give it to Shimino? Can't get there anymore. Yep, we're soft-locked. It's easy to do. It'll just, like, happen because you're standing in midair over the ocean. Alt-T you can teleport if it's Exalt. It is not Exalt, Dr. Yasmin. It is very specifically not Exalt because I don't believe my shenanigans involving walking through walls would even work on Exalt. That feels like an optimization they made for the original DOS game that they wouldn't have bothered for if it was Exalt. For speedrunning too, yeah. I imagine an Exalt speedrunning category could happen eventually, but like it would need to be a very stable version of the game. Like if you're trying to exploit particular quirks of it or something. And now we're hungry. Okay, so you know what? Let's do this properly. I'll reload my save. That's why we have the safety saves. So I cannot hold a... Wait here. Iron Maiden there. Shimino gets both halberds. I get the Iron Maiden. River's off. Leave, yes. Join, buy. You see, the very first time you talk to him, he doesn't talk about meeting you in Moonshade or wherever. It's some sort of safety mechanism the game does if it doesn't know exactly where you are. For example, if you're standing above the ocean on a halberd, where it prompts, like, hey, where would you like to meet up if we get separated? Leave, yes. Moonkyle, join, buy. Moonkyle is what I almost said. Leave, yes. Moonkyle, join, buy. I would love to like macro this somehow, but aside from the fact it's probably cheating, I don't think it's really possible. There's no keyboard shortcuts for talking in Ultima 7. Damn, that's a crazy trick. It is very crazy trick. Ah, there we go. I was still standing in midair then. I have to step backwards and back onto the halberd. It's like really subtle. You can completely miss it if you're not watching carefully. But if you do the trick, yes, Moonkyle, join, buy. And when you pick the halberd up, if you drop down, or Shimino drops down, or the halberd drops down, but not all of you have done that, you just got to take a step back onto your new platform so the game knows where you are. Shimino letting you walking on water, yeah. I used to do this with Dupre, but it's quicker to just not go get Dupre, so we're stuck with Shimino. You pick this halberd up, but that halberd was on top of that halberd, so that falls down, and then we fall down. But if we didn't all fall down, just do another step. Oh, damn it, I didn't rejoin. Join. I think I kind of have to just say it out loud while I'm doing it. Leave. Yes. Moonkyle, join, buy. It'll be repetitive, but it'll keep me... There we go, see? Halberd dropped, Shimino dropped. Poggers did not. So step back onto dry land, so to speak. Leave, yes. Monk Isle, join, bye. You can see we're approaching near the shoreline. Leave, yes. Monk Isle, join, bye. Leave, yes. Monk Isle, join, bye. The other time we use this trick, thankfully it doesn't have to be quite so lengthy. Leave, yes. Monk Isle, join, bye. Leave, yes. Monk Isle. Ayah! Join, bye. Not sure we dropped then, so I just did a quick walk around. Yes, Monk Isle, join, bye. I think we're there. Yay, we're there. Now we run over here. We don't talk to Urstam yet, oh no. Now we do the other skip, which unfortunately involves rearranging our inventory. And there's, I think, a fire engine coming up on us. Alright, the fire engine's passed. Doing that skip efficiently would be hard. Yeah, it is. Yes. Damn it! I need to be holding something there. I need to be holding something so I can't pick up the Iron Maiden. Is your place on fire? No, but I do live nearby a fire station, so they're often using my road to go off to wherever they're going off to. Alright, if I'm holding one of these, that should be sufficient, because I can't hold the Iron Maiden as well. Leave, yes. Join, bye. You pick that up again, step into the wall, jawbone. Now that we have the jawbone, we can talk to Urstam for the first time. Thankfully, we don't have to assemble Boyden. Is he sleeping? He's sleeping. If you want to check and make sure your place isn't on fire, we will understand. Yeah, we're probably fine. The password, Avatar. Tell him the password. I have the jawbone. Here's some teeth. Thank you, bye. Please keep playing Serpent Isle while your place is on fire. Yeah, this is fine. Now, we just do this skip again. I need to make sure to grab the halberd, but I think this is fine. Leave, yes. Join, bye. Blop, walk into the wall. Blop. Need to set up the jawbone for the first time use. That's tooth number 1, tooth number 2, and tooth number 3. I love the music here, but we're speedrunning. To Monk Isle. Man, we got unlucky with a rat spawn here. I mean, I guess it's still experience, but I assume it's not that much experience for a rat. We grab some cheese here, but not for food. Not for our food, anyway. Oh, and nice. Okay, so the monks are all in the eating area as we arrive, and I think I've been doing this at the sort of cadence that I would be doing for a real run. So now we have to figure out which one is the corn guy. Nope, that's Migim. Nope, that's other person. That person does not speak. That person has made a vow. That's Thoxa. The best part of having the you-thou split is a big part of it was formality politeness. So you can shade someone who's close to you by calling them you instead of thou, because you is the polite formal address, which was mainly used and except in deferential formal sorts of circumstances. Can you stream from a phone? Maybe you could put Exalt on your new phone. It's theoretically possible, although I wonder how the e-ink experience would be for that. Who are you? That's someone who's made a vow? No, that's Karnax, isn't it? Yeah, hi Karnax. Since we're talking to you anyway, Discovery... Bye. We need to get the Serpent Medallion, and that's now nicely equipped on our character. Good. We still have not found Corn Guy. He is deaf. He is deaf. Whom amongst you can tell me the salt tide thing? I always thought thou was the polite one. Oh my gods, all the traffic noise lately has been especially bad. Like, so many cars just have no muffler on, and they're just going kapow, 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 like chitty chitty bang bang, as they plow up the road at 10 k's an hour. It really damages me. Now, thou is the big fuck you one. Nope, thou is what you'd be saying to your friends every day. The big fuck you one. Alright, bye Thoxa. Which one of you is the dude? Maybe he's not even here. Like, I wouldn't know because they keep moving around. Okay, cool, Dragster. Now that we've been introduced to some of these people, you can click them and see, okay, that's Karnax. That's Migim. But this does not help us for unnamed monk. He cannot speak. That's Karnax. It would be amazing if our target NPC had a schedule that was just slightly different from everyone else, and he didn't like to eat alongside everybody and preferred to get macas instead or something. Because then we could go find him and not be confused by all these monks who have the exact same sprite. Fun fact. Du, I believe, is similarly familiar in German. Tu is familiar, potentially disrespectful in Hindi too. I thought you had to poison one of them or something. Yes, Avatar Protocol. Doug the Eagle's anti-walkthrough has you poison the relevant person just so you can find them again. I don't happen to have a poison potion on me, so we're just gonna have to get stuck. But I tell you what, when I find out where he is, I'm gonna have words with him. Like, I thought one of those was his hut. What time is it? 3:59 p.m. So they're gonna be at the same activity for the next 2 hours. Maybe they just didn't spawn in when we came out of the stairwell. Who are you looking for? Redbeard, Muggins. I guess his beard is reddish, yeah. Oh, okay, they're down here now. Hello? You. You? God damn it, Connex. You. Kind of wish there was a keyboard shortcut for skipping through dialogue as well. I mean, this would be run over, right? This is like, here we are, hiding behind a pillar. Wow, you're his daughter? Yeah, imagine the odds. I am but a humble monk. I can be of no help to thee in any way, I fear. Mandrake Root. Thou art not the first to come to this isle in search of the mandrakes, for the plant is the source of powerful magic. There's a supply of roots in mine hut, if thou needest any. Please, take all that thou needest, for mandrakes grow only in the swamps, and are exceedingly rare elsewhere. Swamps. The mandrakes are only found in the swamplands, and only when the salt tides are right. I have only dried roots in my supply. If thou desirest fresh roots, then thou must go into the swamp when the tides are right. Salt tides. The mandrake roots only appear when the tides are right, otherwise they can lay beneath the mud and cannot be seen. Now is not the time, but the tides will soon be in, precisely when I cannot predict. I could tell thee when the tides were right, if thou dost ask later. Alright, bye. Neat. In Irish it's two, but that's neither familiar or formal. The shock twist that should have been in Ultima 9. Lord British is the Avatar's son. I mean, there's enough timey-wimey stuff going on that's conceivable. Alright, so first off, okay. What is this guy's NPC ID? 212? Yeah. Yeah. Stop. Stop walking. Okay, 212 is his NPC ID. Business schedule. 212. What the hell? This guy's business schedule is from 12 AM, dance. Just dance. Korean has it with Minda, you're nothing at all. All Irish language primary and secondary schools. Cool. And the mother is Frigidazi, or Brendan if you play a female avatar. Yes. Just dance all day. I reckon what they've done here is because the traditional Ultima 7 business schedules only go in 3-hour increments, they're just hacking on all of the monks. Because, like, what time is it? It's just turned 4:24. Normally, they shouldn't have a change in schedule until 6 PM. But the game must be using eggs, like when those bells ring, to change all of the monks' business schedules all the time. Similar in Chinese. So like when we arrived, they were all eating. Then just like an hour later, they were all in the library. And now they're all dancing outside. So unfortunately, that doesn't give me a good way to find this guy. Like, I don't think he's necessarily going to go to his hut to sleep at night or anything. He's just got the same schedule as everyone else. Alright. So what we would do then is we would whip out our bedroll, whip out our bedroll, sleep for 4 hours, and then talk to the guy again. I said talk to the guy again, Jeebus. I can't do the voices like constantly, my throat will kill me. But we go salt tides. The tides are in convergence. If thou desirest mandrake roots, thou must hasten to the swamplands. Cool. Grab our thing again, turn off the NPC ID, and let's go grab some mandrake roots. Not even sure what words to consider grammar words in Chinese. I guess you drop the subject a lot. Right, I need to focus on the screen. We've got a mandrake root there. Actually, we've got this handy egg that's right next to the mandrake root. We won't have that in the real speedrun. But that's a nice, like, training wheel to have on. And once we have all 3, we kill ourselves. Because it's just slightly quicker than walking back. What the hell happened just then? I didn't die. We don't have Power Avatar on, do we? We do. Why do we have Power Avatar on? I almost never turn that on. Is it because we started the game? Oh, I bet it's because we started the game with Serpent Manimal S, and it's just automatically turned on a bunch of cheats. Okay, fine. Started to settle down. The counting words, I guess, are odd. Lack of mandatory qualifiers makes it very ambiguous without context. What does Power Avatar do? Basically just makes it so you can't be killed. Any event that would damage you or bring you below 0 hit points, that just doesn't. Also, I think it enables you to cast spells without a mana cost. Just all-purpose cheat mode. There we go. Dying is quicker than walking back through the swamp. And if we hadn't talked to Karnax before about the Amulet of Balance, we could do so now, but we'll just leave Monkal. And it dumps us here in Moonshade. Because the game is, at this point, very confused about where we're supposed to be. Now, yes, I need to make a stop here and talk to Buchia. Except she's not in, because it's already 9 PM. Which is suboptimal in terms of routing. But I think this is really like the best point to get our currency converted. Where is that? It's too dark to see. Do we have a light? We do. There it is, on the table here. So we don't need to worry about stealing this bedroll. We're just going to use it. Sleep 8 hours. Hi, Poppy. We have a puppy cat, everybody. We have a cat cam that we could use here. It will update in a moment, I think. Unless it's died. Yo, puppy cam 2. What's going on here? It's the black screen. Okay, I will get the other puppy cam, which we know works. And by doing that, I'm going to go into the kitchen, and if I'm going into the kitchen, well, I wonder what will happen. Yeah, really? I'm so surprised. Alright, so the camera is back on Poppy by virtue of Poppy moving into frame because there's food. I'm just going to open a can of drink and I'm going to mute so it doesn't... There we go. Bag of potatoes tells us, just spent 20 seconds trying to shake a toothpick out of a new shaker. Realised the hole wasn't punched out, so it's solid plastic. Ah, dear. Is that cat cam behind a door when it opens? That was the fridge door that you saw. Avatar Protocol. And was 8 hours not enough? What time is it now? Man. Alright, back to bed, everybody. This is suboptimal, I feel, and we could probably try and optimize this somehow. Just not sure how. But yeah, turn my gold bars into coins, please. I'm about to go back in time, and they don't take bars, they only take coins. CapnClever? Welcome in. How are you doing? Good to see you. Please, everybody, check out CapnClever if you haven't done so already. They've been playing December Jam games. Came in from a CapnClever Raid. Welcome in, Moogle Master. How are you doing? How was your stream? It's, you know, it's the end of the year. I'm here just doing a very chill stream playing some Serpent Isle. For those of you who haven't met me before, I am James Neko. I mostly play DOS games except when I don't. Ultima 7! Yes! Welcome in, Tomato Skittles. Damn, it's a big raid. Yeah, it's pretty good. Thank you so much. If you need to take care of yourself, you need to go get some food, get some snacks, have a piss, please, by all means, go take care of yourself. But yeah, thank you so much for coming in and bringing your community here. I really appreciate it. I'll try and pass this on to another retro game streamer once I've finished up with my stream here. We'll go for another hour or so at least, because we're doing speedrun practice of Serpent Isle. Saw your entry this time, liked it. Oh, yeah, the December Game Jam. Yeah, my entry for the December Game Jam, which, by the way, you can see them all at this link. My entry was not complete, not even remotely complete. I've been busy working a new job, and it's just been taking a lot out of me. But at the suggestion of Mfoolery, I pivoted what I was aiming for from an actual complete game engine to just a way that you can load arbitrary files into your EGA text mode graphics buffer and make some cool glitch art. So, hey, that was nice. I love Serpent Isle even a bit better. Yes. Welcome in, Tomato Skittles. Tomato Skittles, that's a fun name. So here we are in Serpent Isle. And where did my cat go? I have a cat. She wants me to take her outside at the moment, but that's not going to happen. Busy streaming. I will set up my camera, though, so that we can maybe catch her. Well, I did get to make some cool glitch art. Certain file types seem to create certain patterns. Yeah, it's kind of interesting, right? Meow. Yes. This is my cat. Hi. Yes, hello. Yeah. This is Poppy, everybody. This is my cat. Please give the cat anything she wants. Well, at the moment she wants to go on a little adventure in the stairwell of my apartment block. And I've been doing that to give her a bit more enrichment in her daily life, because the stairwell has, up until this year, been off limits. But I found that, like, you know, it's interesting for her to go out there with me, and we can just kind of poke around and sniff at the doors. She does the sniffing. I don't sniff at my neighbor's doors. And sometimes there's a loud banging noise from one of the neighboring apartments, and we're like, ooh, better run back inside and hide in our apartment. And I reckon that's probably good. Like, it's a little adventure for her. I've ordered another harness. Like, I've been trying to find a harness that works for her. You know, with cats, like, if they've got something around their chest and their sides, they just kind of shut down, because they've got this, like, proximity alert, I guess, that's going off in their head, and it's like, I can't move because there's something right up against me. But I'm hoping to find a harness that will work with her, and she can just kind of have a bit of a time outside, supervised. But yes, welcome in, everybody. So we are at the point of my Ultima 7 Part 2 Serpent Isle speedrun, where we're going to go back in time. And before we go back in time, we need to exchange some gold bars for gold coins. 2. Yeah, all of them. Nope, we're all done. Goodbye. We don't need to ask her for local gossip about Pothos or anything. We can just skip straight to the expansion pack. Ultima 7, Part 2, Serpent Isle, The Silver Seed. Double-click the medallion, and we go! So the point of doing the expansion pack in this speedrun is we need to get to level 7 so that we can cast level 8 spells. It's a weird little quirk of the game engine. And the level 8 spell in question that we really want to be able to cast is Create Ice, which will let us do certain ridiculous game-breaking things. And I think, is Serpent Bond also level 8? Yes, Serpent Bond is also another game-breaking spell. A lot of the spells in the game are game-breaking. Also level 8. We want it. Avatar, this is the architecture we've seen throughout Serpent Isle, but where are the signs of destruction? These are not ruins, these are new. By Lord British's throne, where are we? Well, a more accurate question is, when are we? As I recall, ice is specific to Serpent Isle. Yeah, they kind of replaced a lot of, oh balls, we messed up. You see, this is why I'm doing this as a practice run and not for realsies, because I got distracted with the whole raid thing and the whole cat thing, and I haven't picked up the spellbook yet. We're supposed to pick up the spellbook and then go back in time. Since we're cheating at the moment, let's go fix that. See, we're down here, and we need to just hop back into the present day, present time. Ha 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 ha. I have the Mandric roots. Please give me a spellbook. Oh, there's copy protection questions. How many words of power are there? I believe there's 26, because it's like one for each letter of the alphabet. In Usham's book, the section entitled Other Landmarks covers how many areas? 4. How many clans divide the city of Monitor? 3. I'm not yet convinced. Ooh. Oh, that's right, it's 27 words of power, I think, for Serpent Isle, because as well as Flam, there's Frio, which is the aforementioned, like, ice magic. My notes don't include the copy protection answers. That's annoying. But I suppose it's better that I actually memorize these things. How many reagents are required to cast the mass death spell? I think that's 6. How many forces, when combined, form the principles of balance? Also 6. How many different types of reagents does Erstam write about? I think it's 11? Forgive me for my suspicions, but thou wilt understand that I take my responsibility seriously. I will now conjure a spellbook for thee. Thou wilt notice that the transcribe spell is within thy spellbook. Use it to copy spell scrolls into thy spellbook, for they will disappear once thou hast used them. Remember this well, it may mean the difference between thy life and thy death. Don't worry, we will be dying a lot in this run, because it is quicker than actually walking around. So we've got our spellbook, and let's see, what level are we? Yeah, we're level 3. So in the original game, you had to be level 4, for example, to cast a level 4 spell, like Transcribe. And yet, being level 3, but not having enough mana for this yet, or the reagents, we'll deal with that in a minute, we can't, but we can because it's Serpent Isle, and what they did was, the first page of the spellbook in Black Gate was devoted to the linear spells, which weren't the first circle, and anyone can cast them at any time without mana or reagents. It's effectively the 0th circle. The next page was the first circle, and so on. And the final page of the spellbook in Black Gate was the 8th circle. But Serpent Isle introduces the 9th circle of magic, because power creep. And it doesn't have the linear spells, but they never updated the game code to check, like, appropriately what level you have to be. It does seem odd that Transcribe isn't a first circle spell. Yeah, you would think that would be kind of necessary. For us, this means that when we want to cast Serpent Bond and Create Ice, which are 8th level spells, which we don't have yet, we're going to go get them, we only need to be level 7. Can't believe they switched to 1-based arrays, yeah. It's because there's 9 Ophidian Virtues. Ah. Oh, no, and there you see I did another little classic mistake. That's Monk Isle, Moonshade is this way. If you want to go back in time, you have to use your medallion, silly. And actually, I don't know if the game's gonna bug out on us, because technically we are already back into time. Yeah, it has not yet been a full week. The Amulet of Balance has not fully recharged. I cannot use it for another 7 days yet. Alright, well, we cheated to get here, and I will cheat to get back. I've been doing this enough that I actually set up this command in my bot to just teleport me to a couple of bookmarked locations. So, if we were doing the speedrun for real, we would have gotten here, we've got our money, we've got our spellbook, now we want the keyring. Champion of Balance. What is it? Buy. So now we've got the keyring, we could actually add the one key that we've picked up to that keyring to be handy later. That's the key to the side door in the palace in Fawn. Here's Alyssa. She doesn't trust us the first time we meet us, or she meets us, but that's fine because we can just tell her goodbye and talk to her again. Ah, thou hast spoken with our commander. Very good. What can I do for thee? So much more receptive to us. She will teach us spells. We want the 7th spell, Vibrate. We will pay whatever for it, because haggling is slow. And we want the 8th level spell, Serpent Bond. Nope, all done. Bye. Now, in my run previously, I was immediately going to get the Ring of Shal, so that I could actually cast spells without the reagent cost, because the Ring of Shal is the best ring. But in my revised route for the speedrun, I'm not doing that. I'm actually leaving it to last, because we are actually still level 3. So we couldn't cast the spells even if we had the reagents. What we need is experience, and the first place we go for experience is Issek's Maze. Now, Issek's Maze doesn't let you take companions or items into it, but we can get around that with shenanigans. What I want to do is I want to keep one of those and the cheese, very important item. And I want to bring Shimino, who has the Iron Maiden but nothing else. So we'll leave that halberd here. We tell Shimino to leave, not dump the items, we enter the maze, the game takes our items away from us, and then we tell Shimino to rejoin. I grab my cheese, I grab my other item, and now we get to solve the maze really quickly. So there's the teleporter we need to get to. We talk to Shimino. We tell him to leave. He asks if he wants to drop items that he's got. Since thou dost not have enough room for this last item, I will place it at thy feet. This is where my fun Iron Maiden skip happens, because he's going to place the Iron Maiden at my feet, but the Iron Maiden's going to intersect with the wall here. And then we tell him to rejoin. Bye. So the Iron Maiden's intersecting with the wall, we pick it up, we give it back to him, we walk through the wall. Maze number 2, we have to run up this way. Then this way, down, then up, to the right, to the left, brush up against the wall again, do the same trick. It's a bit convoluted with the dialogue choices, and sometimes the game likes to troll you and give you an extra dialogue choice in the middle there, but it usually works pretty well. It's just that this time we are being trolled because we can't see the Iron Maiden, but the trick works just the same. Issek's Maze number 3, I need to go to the right, to the down, and then this one is slightly different. So here, the skip that I'm using only lets me skip through walls to the north and to the west. It won't let me skip through this wall, which will close when we enter this room. But because we know it's going to close when we enter this room, we can place the Iron Maiden there ahead of time. It's intersecting with the wall. Pick it up, walk through the wall. Last maze. This one is nice and easy. We just go all the way down, all the way to the right that we can. We go up. We talk to Ural. I am Ural. Ural is no monster. Ural means no one harm. Ural wishes only to be left in peace and to go home. Peace? Ural remembers peace. Ural wishes to the end of his days without pain and fear. Ural wishes what others wish, to see this fighting end. And food. Food would be good. Ural is very hungry. Food? Ural is so hungry. Ural has not had food in many days. Ural would be willing to trade the Ural's ball for cheese. Ural loves cheese. Dost thou have cheese thou wouldst give Ural? I do. Oh, Ural is so happy. Thou art kind, kind, kind. The ball is yours. But be careful of the warriors. They are looking for it. Bye. So, in terms of the speed run, that hasn't really done anything for us. But I like to give Ural cheese. We keep going north until we cannot go north anymore. We talk to Shimino again. Tell him to leave. Yes. Join. Bye. And then walk through the wall. Here is the dead soldier of, I think, Order, who has the Helm of Light on him. This is how we get experience during the expansion pack. We don't get experience from killing, like, the Lich, for example, but we do get experience when we pick up these special items. We're at 616 right now. We pick up the Helm of Light. Excuse me? Maybe when we get to the end of the maze? Yeah, okay. I have contradicted myself. But the other items that we pick up later, they are the ones giving us experience. Anyway, we're level 5. A little bit more to go. And now we need to do everybody's favorite activity. Inventory management. We need to get all of our stuff back in the appropriate place. Which is very tricky, let me tell you. Because the game likes to not give us the items in the slots that we want them to be. One good question is, later in the route, do I want Shimino to be holding the Iron Maiden or the halberds? Probably just the Iron Maiden, because we skip through Aram Dol's area. So I want to have the Avatar pick up halberds. Don't need the hat. Do want the thing. Don't need the amulet. Do want the boots. Do want my backpack. Do want my little pouch and the serpent jawbone and Ural's ball. I like how Ural was originally the chief of a tribe with a whole town before they cut a bunch of content. Oh man, I didn't know that little bit of lore. But yeah, they obviously had to cut a lot of content during Serpent Isle development. Would he have been on Cat Isle, do you suppose? Or related to Cat Isle somehow? Let's see. So I've got that. I can still pick up this halberd. Oh, that's the one I'm holding. Give me that one. Right, so that's primed for our next exploit. I need to remember this and then write it all down later for myself. Another raid? What? What? Moosey Raid?
Warning. Warning.
Welcome in for 8-Bit Gamers. Welcome in Mooseyfate. Hi, how are you going? Good to see you. Thank you so much for raiding in. How was your stream? Your mom, welcome in. Let's give Mooseyfate a shout out. You were playing Season 2, Episode 47, Stream 237, December DOS Games. Nice. It was great beating some late game challenges in Jetpack. I haven't heard of that. I will have to check out your VOD later and check it out. Dr. Yasmin says, yeah, I think it was going to have Kilrathi guy there too, who would have been stranded there and worshipped by the locals. Cool. Another reference to Wing Commander from an Ultimate game. But hi, everyone. Welcome in. I'm James Neko. I play retro DOS games, except when I don't. I have a cat named Poppy who is not on camera right now because she's off lurking somewhere. But welcome in. It's a puzzle platformer like Lode Runner with some advanced mechanics. Nice. Yeah, if you need to raid and run, please do look after yourself. I do understand how it is when you're ending a long stream. You want to get some food, a drink maybe. But thank you so much for dropping by and taking a community here. Have been playing Dungeon Crawlers, haven't played an Ultima, so didn't recognize your game. Loved the art though. The art is so good. I love the art. Let's go back to the game on this screen, because otherwise I'll forget and I'll be just talking to yous on the just chatting screen while we're not seeing the gameplay. Specifically, we were doing Rogue, Angband, and Moraf's World earlier days. Cool. I know of Rogue and Angband. I'm not familiar with Moraf's World, but yeah. Ultima is very much my jam. Ultima 7 Part 2, The Serpent Isle, probably my favorite game of all time. And I've been practicing a speedrun route that I'm coming up with to try and reclaim my crown, basically. I've got the route figured out. I think I can shave off a lot of time. It's just the whole, like, actual practicing, the quickly doing the various things, it doesn't come naturally to me. Morph's World has monster art that looks like children did it. It's so endearing. That sounds fun. That sounds really good, actually. Like, a lot of those kind of tile-based dungeon crawlers would really lend themselves to different kinds of art styles, because you could just, yeah, get children to come up with a bunch of crayon drawings. Like Your Garbage, literally from Morph's World. Huh, that's the trash monster that Your Mom's emote is. Cool. So yeah, we are here in Ultima 7 Part 2 Serpent Isle, and we are back in time for some reason. We are in the game's expansion pack, and we are here just so that we can get a lot of experience really quickly and some OP items. And one of the things we're going to do here is answer some riddles. And if I'm doing this like for a real speedrun, I would just be clicking through all the dialogue really fast, obviously. But let's read this, it's a little bit fun. A human, how interesting. What dost thou want? Who art thou? My, what an impudent hatchling. Thou hast the gall to march into my home, walk up to my presence on thy tiny, ridiculous legs, and dare to ask my name? I'm just familiar with the first Ultima's top view style, than the later 3D perspective style. This one is new to me. It's a nice one. A lot of people found the, what is it, forced perspective, it's not orthographic, there's a name for it, I always forget it. It's not quite asymmetric because all of the stuff is slanted to the northwest kind of thing. A lot of people found it a little bit weird and difficult to get used to, but I feel once you get used to it, yeah, the art is absolutely beautiful in this game. I think that I shall be the one to ask the questions. We shall begin by asking thee what thou art called, and why thou hast come to my domain. I am Poggers. It's a bit weird, but that's part of the appeal. Yeah. It's new, it's different. I see. Thou dost not look like those humans who call themselves Ophidians, but I can smell their spore upon thee. Art thou an official envoy from Serpent's Fang? Sure. I suppose I can tolerate thy presence for a few moments. Now then, why hast thou come to my domain? No reason. I see. Well then, my lady Poggers, it hath been many years since one of thy kind hath dared to enter my domain. Now that I know something about thee, it is only fair that I tell thee that my name is Draxinar. My friends, however, call me Stumpy. If thou dost desire to stay for a while, I shall not prevent thee. Indeed, thy company would be most welcome. And perhaps, if thou art willing, I shall puzzle thee with my riddles. Now then, how may I help thee? Riddles! I don't like to boast, but I dare say there is no better riddle master than myself. Art thou sure thou dost want to play? Yes. Excellent. We shall start with a simple riddle. If thou dost answer it correctly, I shall give thee a more difficult riddle. Rhys Fletcher, a master bowman on an urgent mission for his king, desperately needed to find a hidden mountain pass. While searching for the pass, he came upon 3 mystics who were standing alongside the trail. One mystic wore a black sash, while the other 2 had brown sashes. Rhys knew that some mystics were truth-tellers and some were not. Rhys thought that if he could figure out if one of the mystics was a truth-teller, he could learn the whereabouts of the hidden pass. So he rode up to the mystics and asked, "Art thou truth-tellers?" The mystic wearing the black sash answered the bowyer by nodding his head up and down. The second mystic, who had only one arm, told Riss that the mystic with the black sash indicated that he was a truth teller. However, the other mystic, who is fat, said that the mystic with the black sash was lying. How many of these mystics were liars? So I happen to know that the answer is 1 because I'm speedrunning this, and I've written all the answers down and kind of memorized them anyway. Let's not work through all the possibilities on stream. That is correct. Thou didst solve thy first riddle. Shall I tell thee a slightly more difficult riddle? Sure, why not? A young noblewoman is getting ready for the royal ball. She has several types of earrings in her jewelry box, 2 made of gold, 3 of silver, and 4 made of copper. The earrings, however, are all scattered about in the jewelry box. Without looking into the jewelry box, how many earrings would the noblewoman have to take out of the jewelry box to ensure a matched pair? The answer is 4, because you have to consider the worst-case scenario where the first 3 drawings have given her an earring of one of the 3 different materials, and they don't have a matched pair. But on the 4th drawing, you can ensure that no matter what she picks, it will be one of the 3 that she has already picked. Thou art correct. Thou didst solve my first 2 riddles. Dost thou want to hear another riddle? Hey, Hairball, welcome in. My cousin Longtooth has claimed to have stumped over 100 creatures with his riddles. My aunt says that he's blowing smoke, and the number is probably less than 100. I say that he has probably stumped at least 1 creature with his riddles. If only one of us is correct, how many creatures has Longtooth stumped with his riddles? 0. This is an easy one. Thou art correct. Longtooth is a great dragon, but he's lousy at riddling. Thou hast solved my first 3 riddles. Dost thou wish to try a more difficult one? Very well. See if thou canst solve my last riddle. A clothier named Cedric has received an order to make 5 dresses, all with the same pattern. Cedric has 3 designs of embroidered cloth laying on a table in his workroom. Cedric tells his apprentice to fetch 5 pieces of cloth with the same embroidered pattern. The lazy apprentice doesn't bother looking through the piles of cloth, he just takes an armful. Discounting pure luck, how many pieces of cloth would the apprentice have to grab to ensure that Cedric could make 5 dresses with the same embroidery pattern? This is basically a variation on the earring problem. And the answer is 14. We should implement a parody of these copy protection questions in Ultima 8 Exalt. Yes. Yes, fake copy protection questions. Like, consult the manual that you got with this game. Verily thou dost have a good head on thy shoulders, Dr. Yasmin. Thou hast solved all of mine riddles. Dost thou wish to hear them again? No. I understand perfectly. Why wouldst thou, who hast already solved my riddles, want to hear them again? Bye. So that takes us to 1,391 experience. We are still level 5, but we're getting there. Now we just need to slay an ancient unkillable lich. And by slay I meant completely bypass and not even bother with, because the lich himself is worth 0 experience points. It is the items in the lich's treasury that we want, and we can get those items with shenanigans that I've perfected a technique for getting them. We just walk up against this piece of wall, talk to our friend Shmino here, who is carrying an Iron Maiden, tell him to leave, tell him to drop items on the floor, join the party again. He drops the item that intersects with the wall, give it to him, step through the wall, and use the teleporter that you're supposed to use on your way out of the treasury. Now I can give him this halberd, pick up Erenon's axe, pick up the gauntlets of quickness, which both give us 500 points of experience each. Stranger, when pulling the cork on the holy flame potion, what shall be the number that thou shalt count? That shall be the number of the counting. 3, Dr. Yasmin. 3 shall be the number of the counting, and the number of the counting shall be 3. Ah, yes, the old Iron Maiden wall hack trick, yeah. I was so pleased when I discovered this, because I was plotting out like the speedrun route based on the original speedrun Spades route, which in turn is a derivative of Doug the Eagle's anti-walkthrough. Like planning out all the dependencies. I made a whole like diagram. And the one thing that was really blocking everything was, you know how Stefano keeps the Blackrock Order Serpent locked up in his shed? To get that, you need to get the key off him. To get the key off him, he needs to be free from freedom and attacked like by the Death Knight, which means the Banes have to have been set loose. There's this whole dependency chain that just hinges on that one item that you need to get. But if you can walk through walls, you can just swipe it. Anyway, we need to get back to Deathwatch Keep now, and instead of walking all the way back, we could just, you know, place this Iron Maiden on the ground, walk into it, bleed out on the floor, but before we die, or pass out, depending on how you look at it, we get Shamina to pick the item up again. So we death warp back to the keep. "It is lucky for thee that a patrol didst find thee, stranger." A patrol found me. A patrol found me in the secret storeroom of the undead lich Aram Dol, who is still very much animated and capable of killing you if you walk up to him. Okay, patrol found me, brought me back. "Thou art unconscious and bleeding from many wounds." Yes, I caused them. "But I forget my manners. I am Surok, the healer of Serpent's Fang, and I didst heal thee of thy wounds." Thanks. Bye. "Be careful, I won't." Now, we've done 2 of the 4 areas in the expansion pack here. We're not going to do the 4th one. The only one left to do is the Ring of Shal, which gives us a ring that lets us cast spells without using reagents, which is going to be very, very useful for us, and it also gives us XP. But what I've learned is that I'm probably better off telling Shamino to wait here, because I don't need any wallhack shenanigans. Nope. Bye. And he has a tendency to get himself killed. Now, in the base game, your companion's dying is no real hindrance. It's barely a speed bump. You can always use the magic hourglass that Thoxa gives you at the start of the game. Is it up this way? No, it is not. You can always use the hourglass, and Thoxa will come and resurrect all of your fallen companions. No worries. For free. But we are back in time here, and Thoxa hasn't been born yet. So quite rightly, when you use the item, which is in my backpack, it just goes like that. Just can't be used. Oh well. So annoyingly, if your companion dies to these traps here, they just die and leave a beautiful corpse, which, if you want to keep the companion, you have to drag their corpse all the way back to Surok that we just met. Which is very difficult when I'm running this game based on the idea that I need maximum inventory capacity at all times, specifically so that my companion can't put items into my inventory, and they have to drop them at my feet. It becomes very inconvenient, and I would generally recommend a safety save here. Here? Sure, why not here? Which isn't as much of a problem for us. Like, we can run through this pretty much no problem. And then face some acid slugs. No big deal. I'm going to kill them just because they're worth some experience, but I don't think they're worth a lot of experience. What are we up to? 2412. 2449. Yeah, okay. I mean, there's a lot of them, so it's not bad. We can just hack through them. They're not particularly challenging. Here's a bunch of mongbats. Sure, we can kill them too. The other nice part of like not bringing Shimino on this particular part of the adventure is that he has a tendency to land the killing blow. And this game does not share experience evenly among your party members. You actually have to get the killing blow if you want the experience. So I've routed this out, figuring that basically I need to get the Ring of Shal, then I should be close to the 3,200 experience points I need. And if I'm not there yet, I can kill some of these animated suits of armor to get to level 7. There it is, my beautiful, beautiful Ring of Shal. Which gives us experience, and we're 150 experience short. So let's get to killing. Yeah, they're not worth very much, are they? I mean, I suppose it's proportional to what sort of challenge they are. They're very slow and they're unarmed. Maybe I should have killed some of those green wildmen creatures on my way in here. But there's no shortage of suits of armor. And we're just 50 experience short now. Oh, I know why I... Okay, so we're still not there. But here's a downside to not bringing Shimino. I left him with the Iron Maiden. I need to update my route plan. Because I need to be the one carrying the Iron Maiden into this little adventure. Come on, suits of armor, where are you? Because I want to death warp back out of here. There we go, level 7, done. But I have to walk out of here like a chump. Suppose I could try and get some monsters to kill me to death warp back to the keep, but that would be just as slow. And these traps aren't even real. These traps can't hurt you. It's just there to be like, to keep you away from this illusionary wall. Alright, so I need to make a note in my notes, in my route planning. Leave Shimino at the keep, but bring the Iron Maiden with us, so we don't have to walk all the way back. Longtime fans of the game may be aware of this particular glitch that I'm going to use to get out of the expansion pack. See, to come here, we used... Oh, I even dropped it. We used the Amulet of Balance, an item that takes you to the expansion pack, basically. But you're then stuck here until one of two things happens. Either 7 days pass and the amulet recharges, or you complete the expansion pack and restore balance to the world by planting the silver seed, blah 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 blah. We're not going to be finishing the expansion pack, so the other option would be to wait 7 days and then take this gate back to the future, Marty. We're not going to do that either. There is a glitchy way to get out of the expansion pack early, and it revolves around these lovely decorative pillars that Iskanar has in his dining room. If I single click him, he doesn't have a name. That's interesting. Thank you for the follow. Follows are anonymous here. So these pillars that the game developers for the expansion pack decorated the room with are not supposed to be used just for decoration. They all have a bunch of use code attached to them that is supposed to be just used in one place inside Furnace, where you're doing the Trial of Purity. So if we double click on them, we go and do the Trial of Purity. And we can just go through and just deliberately fail to get through it as quickly as possible. We feared for thee when thou didst disappear from between the pillars. While searching, I became trapped here. I cannot seem to find a way out, though I suspect that those buttons on the wall might be part of the answer. Bye. Try the left button. Kingstan, hello, welcome in. I hope you're well today. I'm pretty decent. I mean, I've been on holiday long enough that I've recovered some of my mana, and I feel like I can do a stream. Avatar, thank heavens I found thee. Thou didst disappear. When the Guardian appeared, we feared thou wert taken. Thou must hurry. I found a way for thee to return home. Return home? When the Guardian disappeared to thine home, I think. Gate. It is much like the moon gate. Shimino thought, I do not think it's a trap, Avatar. Why would the Guardian go to the land? He says he would soon rend its heart out. Would thou come with me now? Sure. So you're supposed to, say no and refuse this. Don't abandon your quest. But it's quicker to just go through everything. Zelkas has appointed me moderator of the game, Avatar. He has given me leave to explore. Art thou ready to begin? Begin. Then let the game begin. And we just run into this treasure room and fail the test. To be caught in indecision. To say that you have returned from the test as the dream said the hero would. Who are you? Yet you did not succeed at the test. You have failed to show virtue. Hello, Stephamatician. Good to see you. Welcome in. This is a frickin' lovely surprise. Well, I felt like I have the ability to do a little stream. Why not? We can practice our speedrun route again. Not doing it for realsies, so I can pause and read things out and stuff. A moderator. Shit, don't get banned. Oh, Dr. Yasmin, I think we're gonna have to ban you, yeah. To have thought that you would have passed all the tests if you were the hero. Bye. To wish you luck. So now we're in Furnace. Oh lord. These things like to shoot at us from range, and it's very cheap. So to explain what just happened, we left the Test of Purity, and now we're back in Furnace, in the present day. And we're going to try and escape Furnace by using this corpse and this pile of sulfurous ash. Can I use that? No. I need to get better at the placement for this, but unfortunately these corpses don't have a very reliable hitbox. But all we need to do is climb onto that pile of debris there. It feels like I've gone up a level and then down again, so I need to put the ash there. It is damnably difficult to use a charred body of an elemental as a stepping stone. Let's do this instead. Let's put one sulfurous ash there, another there, and in our pack we have an assortment of various supplies we can use as building material, such as this severed limb, a bone hairbrush, a bear skull, or this trout. Will this work? Yes, we can walk up on top of the debris. Pardon me. So now we need to get off of the pile of debris, which means I need to hold the... Oh, it's too heavy. Of course it's too heavy. Thank you for the follow. Follows are anonymous here. Shmina, if you put that down... And I... Oh, jeez. Okay, now, tell you what. You hold on to those two. And I will hold on to the Iron Maiden. 33 out of 36. I feel like maybe I should be holding on to both halberds at this point, because... Let's give it a go anyway. We've got to learn. We've got to try out all of these little edge cases that we might run into for the speedrun. We're basically standing on top of a 3-unit tall pile of debris. And we're going to talk to Shmino. Right. Get him to leave the party. Give us our stuff back. We can't carry the stuff. He's going to put them at our feet. Monk Isle, join, buy. So now the halberds are floating in midair. We can take one of them back. We can take the other back. And we fall down on the other side of the debris. And now we're free to leave Furnace. Snakes! Why did it have to be snakes? Why could not Lord British have sent these somewhere akin to Daisy Isle instead? Why me? And one thing we haven't actually done yet... Whoops, I misclicked outside of my window. We haven't learned all of the spells that we've picked up. Well, actually, I only picked up the Create Ice scroll. So we just need to transcribe that. And we need to hop over this wall here. Now, I seem to recall I had a cute way of doing it. Yeah, why don't we use the spell scroll itself to hop onto the wall? Can I put it there? I can. And then this pile of coins on the opposite side. Now I can transcribe the scroll back into my spellbook. Take the coins, they'll be useful. And if I get myself in this corner here, I can finally use the Create Ice spell to get through this bit of wall. You see, you cast it on yourself, and it creates a 3x3 block of ice centered on you, which in this case happens to overlap some of the wall here. And when the ice wears off, I'll be able to move again and briefly just run through the wall. Just lost 0.5 of a second, turning too many pages in the spellbook. Yeah, run over, start over from scratch. We just got to dodge all of these trolls. And fire elementals, geez, don't die. That would be slow. We've got to kill this troll. We've really got to kill this troll. There, okay. Because he has this key. And now we need to use the key. Keyring. Being in combat is very inconvenient. You still alive, Shimina? Fantastic. We need to grab the Serpent Staff. We're a mess of pixels. And now, sadly, we have to walk out of Furnace. Which is slow because we're being chased by trolls. And as we reach a particular point, we will start overheating because Furnace is hot. But we haven't noticed up until now because we haven't passed the trigger for it. It's here. But we should be able to exit before we overheat. And we're fine. So we've got the Serpent Staff, we've got the Crown, we've done the Test of Purity. And now I want to do a safety save, apparently. So now we just need to run north all the way up to Gorlab Swamp. Gorlab Swamp, I'll show you here on the map, is here. And in the early game, it actually gates your progress to the northern section of the map. You're supposed to go through all of these 3 cities and do their respective quests to get certain items so that you can go through the swamp into the Dream Realm, do a thing, and then be able to successfully exit the swamp in the north and continue chasing after Batlin. Unsurprisingly, we are not going to be doing all of that. I'm going to follow the road north. Little known rule of thermodynamics is that heat only applies when you walk past a particular threshold. It is known. Gorlab, it's Balrog spelled backwards. You know what, your mom? I did not notice that until now. And there's quite a few things in Serpent Isle where they've just spelled something backwards. Urstam, the Mad Mage, is master backwards, and his servant Vassal is slave backwards. But I did not notice Gorlab is Balrog backwards. I know that because I play Street Fighter. So we're going to go into the swamp, which is going to cause us to fall asleep and dream and go into the dream world. And normally, again, when you do that, as this game is wont to do, it takes all of your items away. And that would be bad. So we need to set up our party and our inventory very carefully here. I need to take my gauntlets off because I need to give the Ring of Reagents to Shimino. Does he even have enough inventory? He doesn't. So why don't you dump these here? You won't be needing them. You will be needing the Iron Maiden, my spellbook, and the Ring of Reagents. But here's the tricky bit. I have to use the spellbook myself first. Henceforth, I will refer to you as Oken. I used the name Oken in my Elder Scrolls 2 Daggerfall playthrough, which I haven't done fully on stream, and maybe I will do one day, but holy crap, the Elder Scrolls games can be quite lengthy. My Daggerfall playthrough is kind of sad, actually. I've still got the save games from many, many decades ago, with the character name Oken, as mentioned. But I can't remember what I was supposed to be doing next. I mean, the game does have a journal about which things you've done recently, but the game is very, very open world, and it's just like, oh, there's some NPC millions of kilometers in some direction somewhere that you need to talk to, and nothing else will advance the plot. So here's the plan. Spellbook. Serpent Bond, immediately inventory. We are now a snake. We can give our Ring of Reagents to Shimino. We can give our spellbook to Shimino. And he already has the Iron Maiden. So that's all we need. We will now... I feel sleepy. I feel sleepy. I must stay awake. We will fall asleep as a snake. And I have a map open of the dream world because it's very... It's random as to where you will appear in the dream world, which is very annoying because the whole place is a big maze. So I'm dreaming as a snake, but then I stop being a snake because the spell wears off. And when the spell wears off, my companions join me again. So Shimino here is in the dream with me. Iolo is here in the dream with me, but that's just a scripted encounter. He's still back in the jail in Monitor, and we haven't bothered to free him. And we're being followed by some dream creatures, which makes us slow, which is very annoying. But I basically need to go through the dream here. Oh man, that's annoying. Okay, let's try and kill it, please. That was easy. I guess the game expects you to not have any weapons here, so the creatures have to be fairly soft. But I need to keep referring to my map of this dream world and navigate myself. That's too far. Navigate myself through the Central Park area to Batlin's dream. Because you can intrude on other people's dreams here. Oh, did I go too far? I think I went too far. And see what they're up to. And you see Batlin's dream, and he's dreaming predictably of beating you and winning. But the weird thing about the game is, right, in his dream, he has a particular sword that he uses to kill the avatar. And it's a quest item. It's a quest item we need. So we're going to grab the sword from him in the dream and pull it out into the real world so that we can get the quest item early without having to do all of the other nonsense that's associated with it. And that's why we need the vibrate spell. So give me back my spellbook and my ring, please. And we can now Iron Maiden skip through the wall here. Toe Jam and Earl looking area. I saw this happen in a Sam and Max game, yeah. Leave. Yes. Oh, damn it. I'm able to pick it up. Join. Bye. Yeah, I'm able to hold the Iron Maiden. Basically, no matter what I do, I'm able to hold the Iron Maiden. So, I think we need to use Create Ice to skip our way through here, then. Ah, some Ultima, cool. Welcome in, Paru. How are you doing? I am practicing my speedrun strats. So, we can't use the other thing, but we'll use Create Ice to get in through the wall here. It's a bit slower because we have to wait 20 seconds for the ice to melt, but it is way more reliable than the dialogue option. Oh no, look, it's Batlin. He's attacking us with a sword that we will vibrate off of him. Vibrate, being one of the many, many broken spells in this game, lets you just drop an NPC's inventory.
I will bury my blade deep within thine entrails, twisting it ever so slowly, enjoying each of thy pitiful screams. Farewell, hero of Britannia. Though thou wilt beg for a quick end to thy life, I shall resist. I want to enjoy thy death.
Alright, dude. Can I grab the sword now? I can. So I need to give it to Shimino, of course, because when I leave the dream world, I'm gonna have my inventory wiped, and we do not want to lose these items. Oh no, I've been killed. I never saw Vibrate actually work. Yeah, sorry, they were busy fighting, but, you know, the sword dropped on the ground and I grabbed it. Uwu, Rush Pirate, welcome in. How are you doing?
Die, Avatar.
Okay, yeah. I guess we'll die. Shimino, don't stand there. I'm trying to get inside this Iron Maiden. Thank you. Sure enough, dying inside the dream will make you wake up from the dream. No, I mean even in my games. Oh. It's a fairly reliable spell, I believe. If you cast it on a mage character, it will even vibrate the magical spell item that they use to attack with onto the ground, preventing them from casting spells, which is very, very overpowered. Right, so now I need to do even more inventory management, because the game has given us our stuff back, but in weird nonsensical orders sometimes. Right, put the axe on the ground, put the pouch on your belt, put the axe there. I need to hold one of these. Shimino, give me my stuff back, please. I need that, and that, and that, and you can hold that on your back. Right, maybe another safety save. So what do we do next? Order Serpent. Cool. So once we're out of the dream, we can just do another death warp to get back to Moonshade. Time goes short, my daughter. Yeah. Let's leave Monkar, please. We have restored. We do not know. Yep. Gonna arrive in Moonshade. So we'll go to Stefano's house and we will get the Blackrock Order Serpent from his locked shed. Now this is one place where I've tried to do the dialogue-based Iron Maiden skip and I can't get it to work because it's just that bit more finicky. But what does work very reliably is Create Ice, so we will use Create Ice to get through the wall here. And it's nice, you know, there's not actually like a frame perfect timing on it. When the ice wears off, the game waits for me to take a step before it kind of tries to recalculate where the walls are and things. So I can just use the right arrow on the keyboard to step one step into the wall, pick up the serpent, and leave. Now we can hike back to the Serpent Gate, and we're going to go to Fawn and pick up the Serpent Armor. And pretty much these endgame items, I think you can juggle the order around a bit, but this is the order that I've settled on in terms of picking them up. Like we can do Batlin like right at the end. Oh lord, I ran to Stefano's house. So a lot of the speedrun part of this is now just running between these various gates. Fawn Gate is east and then south. Ah yes, and we don't have the Serpent Tooth for the Fawn Gate yet. So we can't use it, right? Well, again, let me introduce you to my friend, the Serpent Bond spell. Because it makes the avatar much less tall. I think we're only 2 or 3 blocks tall. And these little, what do you want to call them? Guardrails to prevent us falling into the void. They're only 2 blocks tall. So we can actually step up onto them and use the gate anyway, even though we don't have the tooth. And Shimino didn't come through the teleport with us, but it's fine. He can rejoin us in the dream world. He can rejoin us even through a teleport. When the spell wears off, he'll just show up. Does that work through the entire Dark Path? It does, Avatar Protocol. Although there's a couple of gates where you have to go the long way around because there's a wall in your way. I'll show you one when we get there. Here's another locked door. We need to have the skinned version of Lady Linda from the swamp give us the key, or create ice. And again, I've tried to do this with the Iron Maiden skip, because early in the game we're coming to Fawn anyway. It would be really useful if we could do this early. It would get us some cool armor early, but no, I can't get it to work. Now let's see. Chest number 2 and chest number 5. And this one has some cloaks that I might want to use. That's interesting. Did you see what happened there? I pressed C for combat to try and hack away at the chest and get this armor. which I will now put on. But when I did so, everything went dark. Because our mate Shimeno here has dropped the Iron Maiden on the ground. And I think he did it at his feet rather than my feet. Because I was standing here and I can get into this corner of the Iron Maiden, but I can't, like, walk through the rest of it. Okay, the game's figured out what the path map looks like now, so we can't walk into it anymore. You know why, of course, why he dropped that on the ground is because he was holding an Iron Maiden in his hand, and the only other weapon he has is this two-handed halberd. So when I press C, how about that? In order to swap his halberd into his main hands, he's dropping the Iron Maiden. This could be really, really useful, guys. Oh, interesting. If he's got the Iron Maiden in his right hand, his weapon hand, he's not doing it. See? But if he's got it in his offhand, and his weapon hand would be free, but he's got a two-handed weapon he wants to put in that slot, he can't do it unless he drops the Iron Maiden. Holy shit! Not only is that a lot quicker than doing the whole dialogue tree, he's dropping that at his feet, which could be like a whole big like game changer, you know? Like I don't think we can use it to get out of here, because it only works for the northwest walls, right? But we could totally try and see if we can skip through walls otherwise. Let's not do that. Let's put that on your back. Not that slot. Has to be this slot. Good to know. Yeah, he just drops it. Okay, I don't want to hack that chest open. I want to pick it open. Because these are the potions I care about. These are mana potions that we need for the very end game. Saving this for later. Thank you very much, Avatar Protocol. Let's just go on a quick tangent here and see what else we can do with this. Because aside from a bit of a time save, hack mover on. I wonder if this would let us hack mover off. Do skips where we couldn't normally do them. Because like this wall particularly, it doesn't have any really good pathing spots. Unless maybe I just tell Shimeno to drop an Iron Maiden right there, and then... Oh, and then he can't pick it up again. Where's the Iron Maiden? Come on, there's like 1 pixel. Thank you for posting it in the Discord. I suspect that's what's just happened that's caused the notification. Hey, come on, where is it? There's like 1 pixel I can pick up here. Gah. Fine. Fine. It's fine. Put that on your back. Brush up against the wall here, please. Thank you. I mean, I guess I can just pick it up myself. Too heavy. Where did it go now? There it is. Let's just move it out of the way. Yeah, I still can't get through there. So it might not be like revolutionary in terms of letting me do things I couldn't previously with the dialogue. But it's certainly a time saver. And we are talking about a speedrun here. So, I think after doing that, I death walk back to Moonshade, yeah. But in this case, because we've been derping around, let's just go back to the gate room. World record time, let's go. Saves a dialogue tree or a 20-second ice melt, yeah. Although, you know, ice block is useful for its own things. Balance Serpent. So that is in Silverpate's treasure. And we need to go to the Temple of Logic, which is southeast and then east. So this way and then that way. Here's where I'll show you the problem, Avatar Protocol, of using Serpent Bond to get everywhere here. If you follow the right-hand railing because you want to get to the gate over there, you're going to run into this wall here. So in order to get to that gate, you actually have to follow the left-hand railing all the way down there, past that gate, wherever it is, and then go along these 3 diagonal bits of wall that you can then go that way. Hack move off. So, where do I have something to walk on top of? I think we go along this route a couple of times. Serpent Bond does whatever a Serpent Bond does. We go all the way down and around and around and around and up. And then, sure, a wiggling hand. Yes? There we go. Oh, that's right. And, Shamina's gonna freeze to death because he's basically naked, right? So it'll be easier just to talk to him and tell him to stay here. Or back in the gate room, you know? If I was planning ahead. Like, I'm gonna start freezing to death as well, but I'm at least wearing some clothes. Shamina's naked. It's not a good time for him to come out into the icy north. There's a weirdly hostile Guani here, so, yeah. And then I gotta consult my map for reminding me which routes to take. Ow! Am I alright? 17 hit points. We're fine. We're fine. And there's all these caltrops. But Silver... Ow! Alright, fine. Well... Oh, okay, we got it. There's the Balance Serpent. Am I dying? I am dying. It sucks to actually die. Oh, here we go. I'm now going to demonstrate for you. On purpose, I am demonstrating how bad it is to die during this section of the speedrun. Time grows short, my daughter. I shall aid thee as I can. It sucks to actually die confirmed. Yes, indeed, Mathematician. Leave my car. We have restored life to thy flesh as promised, hero from another world. Now thou must continue thy quest. We know not for certain from where thou wilt continue. Oh, I know for certain where I wilt continue. Here, in, admittedly, yes, it's the icy north, but it's the wrong side of the bloody mountain. There's no easy serpent gate on this side of the mountain. The only good one is in the Chaos City. So if you die, you've got a long walk ahead of you to get back to the thingy. Instead, let's just take advantage of the fact that we are currently cheating our ass off and teleport here. Here. Yes. Here. The map that you get doesn't really correspond to the actual landscape very much. Okay, so that's there. We would exit out here. So one thing I could have done is back in Fawn, I could have picked up one of those cloaks for myself. It won't fit. That's a problem. We do have a lot of stuff on us. Oh, I haven't put my gauntlets of quickness back on. So yeah, cloak, keep me slightly warmer, save a few hit points on the way up here. I do have healing spells, I think. Yeah, I've got your basic second level heal spell. And we could have picked up some healing potions as well. But again, you know, I'm trying to be minimalist with the whole inventorying. And if you can do this bit of the run in one shot before you freeze to death, then we may as well, right? We may as well do it without trying to heal up along the way. Because we're probably going to death warp at some point anyway, which will give us full health back. Alright, Chaos Serpent. We need to go to Spinebreaker, which is northeast and then north. So I'm building a little bridge here. Let's use Uriel's Ball. I just tried experimentally pushing a keyboard key. Would be really cool if that was a shortcut to the various... Oh no, not create ice. Ah! Serpent Bond. Serpent Bond is what I want to do. Would be nice if there were keyboard shortcuts. I'm pretty sure Exalt has keyboard shortcuts. But we can't do nearly the number of ridiculous things that we're doing in Exalt. So we'll stick with the OG DOS version. Here we are in Spinebreaker. We've got another door we need to get through, which would ordinarily be the door we come back through after we defeat Batlin. Do I want to... Okay, this one says... My notes say create ice to go through this door. Oh, hi! We are blessed by a puppy cat. Oh dear, I seem to be freezing to death. I'm not sure if this is a bug or just like how I got here. Anyway, I want to test our fancy new trick. They say that in Antarctica sometimes. Ow, ow, ow. Combat. Okay, maybe not. Maybe for the sake of actually getting this done so that we don't die. Maybe I will... Yes. Create ice on myself. Definitely the best way to keep warm. Nope, died. And again, we were in Spinebreaker, so I believe that's going to dump us in that awful spot there. Do I have a bookmark for Spinebreaker? Boo. There we go. So let's try that again, shall we? Speedrunning. Speed. Don't stop and explain things to chat. We're gonna just... Actually, do we have enough mana? We only have 3 mana. Let's maybe have a nap. Very long nap. You can see some of the thing that I used to hold the phone in place in the corner. There we go. Arise, Poggers, 'tis time to continue the quest. Alright, we'll just jump into Spinebreaker, do this as quickly as we can, not freeze to death, defeat Batlin, home in time for lunch. Do I have to stand specifically there? I think I have to stand, yeah, on that little cobblestone bit. And off-stream, I will do a bit more experiments on the whole Iron Maiden thing, because that could be incredibly time-saving. But for the moment, I just want to show you all the whole run from start to finish. Yeah, there we go. We're no longer freezing. The game decided to be a bit kinder to us and not have us freeze to death while also doing this boss battle. So, we're confronting Batlin. Let's make sure we have weapons. Don't put your bedroll there. May as well hold the shield. You... Yeah, okay, I tell you what. I will hold the Iron Maiden. Still too heavy. I think I've got to save some weight when I'm doing my routing. Or routing, if you like. But what do we have that's heavy? Because a lot of the stuff we're carrying is stuff that's useful to like drop on the ground to jump over a small knee-high wall. How much could an Iron Maiden possibly weigh anyway? I think we're only missing a few points of carrying capacity. There you go. Right, so inventory management is really critical for this route. We dropped some slippers and a hairbrush. And now we can carry this Iron Maiden in our offhand. And that means that Shamino can use a halberd and not be completely useless in this next fight. So let's save. You need to kill Selina's goons before you kill Selina herself. Ow. And Selina turns her goons into Cyclopses, so they do a lot of damage. But what you can do... Let me check. Which one is it? Bottom right. So this fountain and this fountain happen to be sleep fountains. And the fun thing with Ultima 7, like the game engine, is you're allowed to just like splash water into people's faces and make them drink it. No, that's okay. Kill that guy. Now kill Selina. Gloat if thou wilt. Even if thou slayest me here, thou hast not truly defeated me. Even as we speak, Batlin is opening the wall of lights in the next room. With the Guardian's help, he and I shall meet in the eternal void to conquer new realms together. Batlin, Guardian, I await thee in the void. Yeah, about that. Now here's the next fun trick that you will see featured in Doug the Eagle's anti-walkthrough. We're approaching the big turning point of the game. The 3 companions need to be present for what happens next. We only have one of the companions, Shimino, who has been with us since the start of the game. Iolo is still rotting away in jail in Monitor, and Dupre is also in Monitor, trying to plead for Iolo's freedom. If we walk up here, Soxa appears. "Thou must not enter this door without thy 3 stalwart companions, hero from another world. It matters not if any others venture with thee, but through this portal the 4 must pass. I shall act as a channel for the power to restore thy group as it should be." It's very convenient that she can teleport these people around, but not like me. Like, I can't just ask her, "Hey, can you just teleport me to Monk Isle, please?" No. So, you know, we could go through here and things happen. But you can also put these companions to sleep, and it kind of makes this next cutscene a bit silly, because they're supposed to be there, but they're not. And it also helps because they're not dropping their inventory all on the ground, although in Shimino's case that hardly matters. So yeah, I think we'll do it that way, but I'm not sure if I want to do it for the actual speedrun, because I think it's not really saving us time. Let me think. Because we can't actually talk to Iolo right now. He thinks he's in jail and will get kind of stuck. Dupre will do his initial speech when you first meet him. That's possible to get out of. That's fine. Let's just put him to sleep. I'll show you the amusing part of the run. I must hurry. Quickly, surround Batlin, I say to myself. All right, I'm surrounding him.
Fool, thou art too late. Now I shall enter the wall of lights and become immortal. Then I shall return to destroy thy mortal soul.
Whatever you reckon, Batlin.
Knight, no, the wall is not opening for me. This cannot be. No, the Banes, they have... Oh, what have I done? I've been tricked. Avatar, I beseech thee, help me before...
See how I reward those who fail me.
The game has glitched out again, like in a way I haven't seen it glitch out before. Oh, there we go. Batlin's properly dead now. But for a moment there were 2 Batlins. So this part of the cutscene is scripted for your 3 companions to be infected with the Banes, but they're off screen. So, I mean, I guess it's a good thing that you don't have to click through their dialogue, but the game does kind of pause for a bit, wondering what on earth has happened. Oh wait, no, you do have to click through their dialogue. Okay. But at least they don't, like, drop their stuff on the ground and litter. We loot Batlin. I think actually all we need is the Chaos Serpent, but the key... I can't remember what this key opens. I think it opens the back door to Spinebreaker. There's the 3 companions now transformed. They're just sleeping, it's fine. And the fun thing is, what we can do is we can use the Hourglass of Fate to summon Thoxa, who then does her speech again and summons the 3 companions, who are here and perfectly sane. Well, not perfectly sane. Iolo is not going to be responsive if we talk to him. So yeah, loot the Chaos Serpent. We can give the Iron Maiden back to Shamino? Do I actually need that on him right now? No, I don't think we do, right? Because the next trick we do is the halberd skip. So... yeah, we're going for the Chaos Serpent Eye next. It doesn't matter what Shamino's inventory is. What might be useful, like I've considered incorporating it into my route, is I think this chest here, which you can unlock with this key, if I can actually target properly. No, that chest just explodes. Is it that key? There you go. Yeah, we've got 4 warmth potions, which might make things a little less hairy in the Sunrise Isle section. You also have a Create Automata scroll here, so you can find it if you didn't have it before, which would be useful because you've just lost your main party members. I've also considered routing in, like, just switching to automatons at this point, but there's no handy automaton bodies that we can get to easily, so unfortunately that's not going to work. But the automatons would be great because they don't suffer from cold damage. Here's a thought. Can we... yeah, that's Selena's key that opens that door. So we need to exit Spinebreaker, get back to the gates, and then go to the Isle of Crypts. Right, and we don't have this key because it's on that pirate corpse. So that's fine. We just stand here. Apologies, had to duck out and do my Twitch affiliate tax declaration. Yeah, me too, Steph Magician. I was putting it off for a while. It turned out a lot less annoying to do than I thought it would be, because it pre-filled a bunch of stuff. Alright, Isle of Crypts. East, east, and then north. Again, we don't have the tooth for that, but that doesn't really stop us. What can we drop? Most of those are quest items now. Oh, this is the scroll of stuff that got swapped in the storms. How about a Ruddy Rock? It was easy, but I had to start over with onboarding because my address changed. Oh. That sucks. And now we should run as fast as we can here, because we're freezing, but... oh, there we go. There's our companions. Now they're freezing. They're going to freeze a lot quicker. But we should warm up once we're in here. Really? You hungry again? Bit nippy out, James. Good old snake avatar. So this part of the Isle of Crypts is supposed to be your way out. And if you try and go down it, you'll see we get teleported by that egg there, which we have on purely for debugging reasons. But you'll see this debris here. Oh lord, why are we running? I want to take single steps, please. game. We can... Yikes. Why am I running? Like, I just want to take little tiny steps, please. There we go. We can walk on top of that debris, and I will take out my bag of remaining gold coins and plop them down there. Plop them down there. And although there looks like there's a gap there, the debris hitbox is big enough that we can start to make a little pile of coins. Going this way. That we can stand on to make a bridge. And although this is a bit slow and fiddly, it does kind of beat going through the Isle of Crypts normally. Not by a huge margin, but hey, it's speedrunning, you take what you can get. And I'll just walk along these coins, past that egg, up until that old man face, I think? No. No, I think this old man face is sufficient, so yay! Speed run, yeah. So now all we have to do is defeat an ancient skeletal dragon. Powerful in life, unstoppable in death. Oh, balls. There we go. Yoink, take the eye, and run away. Use Iolo and Dupre as human shields. I can deliberately run into the teleporter this time. And get back to the gate. Penguins! Lack of Boyd in this run as a shield disturbs me. The thing is, Boyden as a shield, he has a tendency to explode. I am no longer gold. Alright, endgame. We have all the stuff. This eats a lot of mana, I may need a nap. We have 22 mana, we should be alright. Gate to Sunrise Isle, north. So again, Serpent Bond. What are we dropping this time? How about Filari? Oh, come on. There we go. Then we just got to run through the endgame puzzles really quickly, which, this being Serpent Isle, involves a lot of place item A on pedestal B. This is going to be fiddly. That lets us out. We're supposed to do a whole bunch of item hunting in a big maze-like area in order to build a bridge, but we can just build a bridge of our own. Let's see. Shamino. Oh, balls. Okay, so I can't talk to Iolo, which means I can't get him to leave the party. James is making sure Ultimate can't happen in this run. Boyden is the main character after all, it's exactly. So... like, we can double click on Iolo, but we can't talk to him is the thing, so we can't get him to leave. So the trick with dropping items at our feet that we need to do we might want to just do with Vibrate at this point. Which means getting Shimino in the right location and hitting him with Vibrate. And then he falls dead. Who had those potions? I've pulled this off better before. Maybe what I should do is do the Batlin bit earlier, so I give myself a chance to kill off my other companions earlier. Because it's much easier with just the one companion that can leave the party but fail to drop items at your feet. There you go, Dupre, have one of those. Shimino, I guess have one of those. I'll have one for myself. You can hold a halberd. I have a halberd. And I need Dupre to stand maybe there. Shimino's gotten up again, that's good. I can maybe give this back to Dupre. Maybe Vibrate again. I hope I'm standing in the right location. Pick that up. Yeah, we made it. Now Shimino seems to have passed out. Oh no, there he is. Oh no, there he goes. It's fine. We'll use Dupre for this. Maybe. Or... yeah, we could use YOLO. Create Ice is slightly... slightly slower. 1 mana point more expensive, so... ah, there we go. Now I need to start chugging these potions that we picked up earlier. Great, where is the Iron Maiden? Where is it? Can't see it. Now I'm dying. I really should have picked up that cloak. Only have 5 hit points left. That's myself. The Iron Maiden should be intersecting with the wall. There it is. It's not too heavy. Yeah, I can't pathfind to it. That's fine, game. I'm not double-clicking. I'm single-clicking. Wow, I've never seen this before. There we are. Chuck that over there, walk through the wall. It didn't work. It did not work. Avatar, heal thyself. You don't want to die in this section of the game either. For obvious reasons, you're going to get teleported back in the wrong place. Alright, companions are dead. This is fine. There we go. 1 hit point. I don't think we have anything at this point to keep us from frostbite, is the problem. Can't exactly access Dupre's inventory at this point either. So yeah, okay. Picking up a cloak at Fawn, kind of crucial. We could drink some delicious ice wine. That might help. And let's try and heal ourselves, I guess, because I don't want to just cheat back here. Let's see what happens if money... I did. I can't axe me again. Could I get you to do me a favor? Like, could you just send me back where I was this time? In fact, could you send me to the end game room? Nope. Alright, we're gonna cheat our way to Sunrise Isle. No. Huh. Because I'm very close to the end game. We have a cat who she wants some second dinner. I myself could also have some food. And then this will have been a good practice run for the speedrun. And I can drop yous off at another lovely DOS streamer. Of course, our bridge is kind of broken, which is another reason you don't want to die at this last bit. Wow, she says, yes. Yeah, and we were here. There we go. So you just need to grab 2 of these here cubes, and then ice through this other bit of the wall. I'm really surprised at how much cold damage I'm taking, he says as he entombs himself inside a block of ice. I don't remember taking this much damage at this point. But yeah, I guess cloak is the thing to do. Wow. I don't want to die at this point. Oh, gods. I can't axe me again. Bye. Silverpate 1, Agoninus, Order Serpent Crown, Dream, Skullcrusher Cheat, Stefano, Armor, Ring, Helm of Light, Batlin, Witches, Heaven, Deathwatch Staff, In-game, Gates, Gauntlets, Fiend, Dream, Batlin. Yeah, I've got a bookmark for the actual end game, but not for the bit leading up to it. How about we just go to Fawn as a little side detour and get ourselves a nice, comfy cloak. And my teeth are chattering because in terms of what the game thinks, we're still in a cold area. Oh, nope, that's the wrong place. Hup. Grab some of these this time. But yeah, we need to hack this chest open and grab this. Ow! If we go through a serpent gate, it will reset the temperature value for us. The whole temperature thing, the heat of furnace and the cold of the icy north, is just a bit of a hack in Serpent Isle. You just have to go past particular triggers and it will register that this is a cold area or this is a hot area. So I think one of these eggs is responsible for making sure that you are reset to your default warm state. You can barely see me now. I don't have my ring light working, unfortunately. So this is just another reason for me to try and end stream. But let's go to where we were up to. And then I shall set a new bookmark for precisely this situation. We can see your ghostly presence. Thank you. What am I doing? Got hack mover on. So this is the bridge that we're supposed to make. You read a book, chant some words, make another bridge over here. Hi, Shamina. And then you're supposed to do a bunch of puzzles here rather than busting through the wall. That backpack there is another little cheat that we're not using for the rules of the run, because this just has a whole bunch of quest items in it, and the run would be a lot quicker. Like, that's obvious developer cheat room assistance thing, so I do not want to use it. And what I do here is I line my head up with the tip of this obelisk. Hack mover off. Create ice. Oh, I think I might be one square too high up because I'm going to hit this wall, actually. I think my hair has to be in line with that. Either way, this should cover the bit of wall that we want to hit. We've just got to take one step. Oh, Lord. One step into that room, not the other room, please. Completely mess up my mana use here, but it's fine. We're basically done, Poppy, and then you will get food, and I will get food, and we will find someone to raid. We step one step into the wall, so we don't have to do another cast in order to get out. Take 2 MacGuffins, put MacGuffins on the pedestal, alternating them. Now, I think that the original game design would have called for us to do another quest to get the Order Serpent Eye. We've picked up the Chaos Serpent Eye from the Isle of Crypts, but there's a whole other eye, right? Everything has to come in matching pairs. But at the end, the game designers were pressed for time, and they didn't have the ability to do all of these ambitious things. So you just go here at the end game, and you dump a bunch of stuff on this altar. The eye, named for its unusual appearance. The serpent staff. The serpent staff. And, yes, correct, Poppy. The serpent crown. Oh, that's right. We don't put the eye on here. We get the eye as a result of putting the crown, staff, and I heard fireworks just then. It's a bit early. What's the other item? Is it the sword? No, we need that for the end. Let me check my notes. Staff, armor. The armor that we are wearing, yes. The Eye of Order. So the game just kind of gives you this final MacGuffin that you need because you've got the other MacGuffins. And I suspect it was not always so. We have our stuff again. We can put the axe away. I said we can drop the axe. We want the special Ophidian sword that we pulled out of the dream world. And if we walk up to this bridge here, along the rightmost edge, we won't trigger some monsters to be summoned. And we can do this bit in peace. So, to restore balance, you will need assorted serpents. Meow, yes, Poppy, we're getting to it. Neko, the balance restorer. You slot them into these slots, made slightly more complicated by the fact that we can see the eggs that we're supposed to be using. Open the wall of lights. Place these here eyeballs on the pedestal. Eventually you get it right. Serpent starts moving. You hit it with the sword. And when it breaks... No, that isn't right yet. We haven't triggered it properly. There we go. Now it breaks, and that would be time. Which, I mean, based on the clock, has taken me about 2 hours, but we've been stopping and smelling the roses along the way, so that's not too bad. And again, like I'm just practicing here. There's the Order and Chaos Serpents, and here comes the Balance Serpent.
There, we are done. Balance is restored. Serpent Isle, Britannia, your Earth, the entire universe, all are saved. Worry not about your friend Dupre.
Who?
He is
Oh, that guy.
with us and content. Goodbye, Avatar. We thank you.
He is one with them, and content.
Well.
Note the Avatar's clothing here. We're wearing the serpent armor and we're carrying a serpent staff. And we have a cloak. In the Exalt-based project that Dr. Yasmin is working on, to port Ultima 8 to Exalt, wearing this outfit is one of the options, which makes sense that you would be still wearing this outfit, and not some weird paladin getup.
Perhaps you would join me on another world altogether. We do have a score to settle.
Shoutouts to Dr. Yasmin. Oh yeah, I saw you were playing Divinity Original Sin 2. I couldn't hop in and say hello because I was busy, but yes, Divinity Original Sin 2, love that game. So, that's theoretically the route that I need to take, but do it a lot faster and not waffle around so much. Shall we give Poppy a little bit of a treat? A celebration for our victory here. And then we can raid out. Yeah, let's do that. Lesbian Hot Sauce invited me to join her and run. Yeah. I'll probably stream some dev on U8 Exalt later once I've eaten. Yes, I also want to eat. And Poppy wants to eat. And she sees me taking my headphones off and is like, oh, yeah. Wow, yes. Alright. Cover art, Dicko Martha. Dicko? His name is Dicko. It was a different time. So yes, thank you all for joining me here today at this end of days. And let's see. Oh, hello. Yes, Sonneveld is streaming now. Old mate Sonneveld. He's a nice guy. And he does lots of cool things like reverse engineering DOS games and playing DOS games. And yes, good default raid target. Just let my stream load up. So, yeah. Dicko Mata also did the cover art for Crusader No Remorse and mission briefing animations in Wing Commander 3. It's a real person. His name is Dicko. His name is Dicko. In Project Mayhem, we don't have names, but his name is Dicko. Oh wow, that was quick. She slurped that down fast. So, yes, I'm just waiting for my adverts to finish, and there we go. Sonneveld, excellent guy. Let's go say hi, and then I can eat, and Dr. Yasmin can eat, and people can eat and be merry, and we can ring in the new year, why not? Yeah, thank you again for the raids. Let me pull up my dashboard. Thank you for the raid, CapnClever. And thank you for the raid, mooseyfate. And oh, there's fireworks going off. Like, people are setting off fireworks because we finished Serpent Isle. It's so considerate. CapnClever gets another shout out. Mooseyfate gets another shout out. And it triggers my Loom thing because Mooseyfate was playing Loom. Or no, Loom tomorrow. P.S. I will be employed. Nice one, Stephmatician. Congratulations. The whole world is about to celebrate Neko speedrun. Yeah. Right. So before I forget, here's a raid call you can use if you like. You don't have to. You can throw some emotes in there if you want. /raid is how you do the raid. Sonneveld. That starts the raid. Seribot will drop a link in the chat if you get left behind. And thank you all. And have a good new year. Thank you, Königstand. Take care. I copy it myself. I copy the message. And I go to the end screen. And I will see you next year. Bye-bye. Take care.